Hi, my name's Dave. This tutorial is to show you how to put a Facebook like button on your Mantis profile page. What I like to do is first start out by going into mantis.com and bringing up the page we're going to be looking at first. In this case, it's going to be Mantis um, samples. Um, by bringing that up, you have the ability to, as you make changes to your profile page, you can refresh the page and see how your changes are affecting your page. The next thing I like to do is open another Mantis tab, and that's the one we're going to go into and where we're going to do the editing. So now with both of those open, we have the ability to save our changes on this screen and then go back and take a look at the changes that have been made on our page. Um, the next thing we're going to do here is go to open another tab, and we're going to go to the Facebook page and do a search here for adding a button. What that does then is takes us to Facebook result page, and we can go down and find the Mantis developers page right here, and like button. That's a like box. We want the like button, and that's over here to the left. So up here in the address bar, it's developers.facebook.com/docs, DOCS, reference/plugins/like/. And you can see that right up here in this area. That's the address where it's going to show you the like button. If you can't seem to find that, you can go to one of your search engines and punch in Facebook like button, and then go down and select the developers programming page. And that'll get you to the same page we're on here. All right. A couple of things you need to know is your Facebook address, which typically that's going to be www.facebook.com/ and whatever your Facebook address is. So what I'm going to do here now is I've got my Facebook up here. I'm going to go back to and pull up my Mantis page, and I can see my Mantis page here. Up here my address is in the address bar. We have that pulled up. We have our instruction or our button building panel here, and we have what we're going to put in. So at this point, we have everything up on our screen in the tabs that we're going to need to create our Facebook button, like button. on our Mantis profile page. So, where to start? Well, the first thing we need to do is go in here into the address bar and highlight our address. Right click on it and select copy. Then go back over to your Facebook developers page where your like button is at, where it says like button right here. Want to make sure you're on the same page, so you're going to build the right button. And it says URL to like. That's where you're going to right click on it and hit paste. That's where pasting in our address for, in my case, Mantis, or it's going to be your address. The address will look a little bit different if you're using the timeline. This is a business Facebook page, so it's a little bit different, and that's okay. So you just go up to your address bar when you're in that, and typically it's facebook.com/ whatever you initially set up your Facebook page to be. Right here it's showing you what your button and area is going to look like. You can have a send button that's in here or not. That's an option. We're going to go without that. We're going to leave it in there as a standard button, so it's going to be a standard like button, and list some of the people that have signed up here and how many users like this, and it'll show their pictures off here to the right. So when you place this on your Mantis profile page, it will just push down whatever happens to be underneath this. So if you put it at the top, your likes are going to be at the top. If you put it at the bottom of the page, it's going to continue putting all your pictures down below that as people like your page. And on some pages, profile pages that are real popular, could get to be quite extensive here. Hopefully they have a scroll button. Anyway, you can pretty much just go with the defaults that are here. You can turn on faces or turn off faces on your profile page, for Mantis profile page. In this case, I'm just going to leave them on for the fun of it. These down here you can leave, although you can change your display, whether it's a like or a recommend, or the options here, you can go through and play with those. So once you have your address in, yes or no on the send, whether it's going to be a standard display, and you can go through those. For instance, it's just going to show a count button on there as one option, and then a top count button. And like I said, I'm just going to go with the standard. So this is what you're going to see then on your Mantis profile page. So once you have it lined up the way you want it, with the information correctly entered, you're going to get code. This code then you are going to go and put in on your Mantis edit page. So we're going to go back here to our edit page where it says Profile Editor, and we're going to scroll the page down here, so we have our editing area, and over on the right hand side of the editor, I like to take this and give myself a little bit more room so I can see what I'm doing here. Like I said earlier, depending on where you put your, whether you're having images on your likes or not, the images are gonna slowly take up more and more room because it's gonna expand down your page. You might want to put your like button at the top of your page, or maybe down at the bottom of your page. That's totally up to you. You can move it around. Once you put it in, you can just move the one piece of code to different locations and it'll still work fine. In this case, I'm going to I like to always work and put my stuff inside of tables. That way it's easier to contain. If I want to change something, I can just go down to that table area and delete the table, put the changes into the table in the particular locations. So what I'm going to do here then is go right in front of this picture. I think I'll maybe put it right here. You'll see my cursor over here to the left hand side. I am going to create a table, and since it's just uh, one piece of information that's going to go in there for the like button, unless you're going to have multiple buttons in a row on there, like you can have find us on Facebook, and you can have a like button and several other things. You can put in a table here that has multiple columns, multiple rows. Since I'm just going to have the one like button, I'm just going to go ahead and have one row, and I'll go ahead and put two columns in there, so somewhere down the line I can always go in and add another button. And maybe I'll just go ahead and put three in there. Since typically on Mantis profiles, somewhere between 5 and 700 is the width you want to go, and since I'm going to have three columns there, I'm going to go ahead and put 700. I want it just to be clean on the page. I don't want to have a edge around it like you see these have a cell edge around here, so I'm going to make sure that that has 0 in it for the spacing, and 0 there, and 0 here. And I'm going to want that table and that information to be balanced between the two sides, so I'm going to make the alignment center. And then we're going to go OK. And now we see our table come up here in the editor, and it's always going to be a little grayed in the editor so you can see where your tables are. Once it gets put into the final profile, you won't have any edges around it. So now that we have our table, we can go back and grab our code and put our code in. Facebook, the first piece of code we're going to put in goes at the very, very top here. I'm going to highlight it, copy it, and then go back to our edit page. It's going to go in at the very top of all, before all the rest of the information that's in your profile page. And you have to go into the source code to see where you're going to put it, because you just can't enter it on this page. That won't work because it's going to go in looking and the program's going to think it's text. So you have to go into the source code button here, and you're going to look at the source code, and man is it ugly. Who can figure out all that stuff? Well, fortunately for us guys, we work with this all the time. That's what we know how to do. But just for the novices out there, this code is supposed to go in the very first few lines up here. So what I like to show people, just so when you go back in here and you're working in the future, and since you don't do this all the time, it'll help you remember what it is, the code that you're putting in. We're going to put in a little text description here. This doesn't show up on the page. It's just completely clear. It ignores it as far as displaying it on the page. It's just so that you can describe to yourself what code it is that you're putting in. And I'm going to put in there Facebook like BUTTON. Then a dash dash, and there. Enter a line. You can add another space if you want, and then we're going to go, and in this editor you have to hit the keys in order to cut and paste. You're going to hold down the control key and hit the letter V, and that will paste that section of code that you copied out of the Facebook page in between, or right below the Facebook like button. And now at the end of that code, we're going to put another piece of blank code in there. End of like, BUTTON, space, dash dash, and greater than sign. Then I like to add a carriage return to that, so that that's sectioned out. So I know that this code in here is for the Facebook. So if I ever want to go back and change it, this part of the code, I can just highlight this area and paste in the new stuff. So, all right, that's the first part. Now we have to go get the other section of code, which is actually our button. We're going to go in there and we can do highlight it and go Control C, which is copy. Then we're going to go back to our editor and we're going to cruise down here a little bit and look at our where our table is. Now I know this is kind of difficult, so what I suggest people do when they create that table and they're right before they put it in, we're going to jump out of the source code here back to where the boxes are. And since I'm going to put my button here, I'm going to go over to the next column here and I'm going to put like button. Then I'm going to jump over here to the source code and I can scroll down here until I find where I put in like button. There it is. Now a TD is just the difference, is the column breaks. So from this TD to the end TD here is the first column. From this TD to the next TD is the second column where we had put in like button. And the third column is from this TD to this TD end. So we're going to, since we want to put the like button in the first section here, we're going to go and highlight the area there and then go Control V again, which is Control Paste, and we're going to paste in our button into that first column that goes between the first TD beginning and the TD end here. Now we're going to jump out of here, hitting the source code button, and we hear like button. Alright, it's not going to show you the button until you save this page and then refresh your other page before you'll see it. So we're just going to scroll down here and we're going to hit Save Profile. Alright, now since we have this one open, we're in that profile. We don't see our like button here because we have to go up here and refresh the page. And there we go. We see the like button text is still in there, and there's our like button in that table. So we don't need this like button in here. We're going, okay, that worked out fine. We have our like button in there, and it's going to fill in the pictures as we get more people liking. That's why I suggest if you put it at the top of your page, then it's just going to push down whatever information is in there. You're probably better off putting it down at the bottom of your page. And you can see on this page I have just a lot of junk on here. It's just how I go through and show people how to do stuff. For another example, I'm going to open up in another tab here and go into Mantis and show you another page. Mantis page. On this Mantis page, I went ahead and put it here at the top, and it's in a single box. I didn't put 3 columns in, and it's just in a simple table at the top. That can also be added down here. So this is what it would look like all clean on the page. And like I said, all you have to do then, if you want to, is take this box that you put it in, that you see on this page right here. you can just highlight this whole box and move that down to the bottom of your page if you want to move it around. So at this point, we're just going to go in here and delete that text out. So our like button is going to show up here. I'm going to right click on the inside of this cell here and set my cell properties as that like button was set up. If you noticed within in here in your setup, it's 450 characters in width. So we're going to go back to the Mantis and set the width of that cell to 450 pixels. So it keeps it wide enough that it's going to have plenty of room to put the pictures in. I'm going to just double check. I'm going to right click inside of that table, go down to table properties, and I've got that set to 700 pixels. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and change that to 6, so it's not quite as wide. And go down here and save profile. And then I'm going to go over here and cruise down and refresh this page. And you'll notice the like button goes away and we have our like button inside of our profile. And you click on that and it's going to like and send the information off to your Facebook page. And people can go in and like your Mantis.com page and or your business page, that profile that you've got out there. It'll go out in your Mantis.com profile page. Is where you put your like button. It'll like you on Facebook. Once you get to that point, and you can go then out to your Facebook page, and as you get likes, it should count up your like button here. And I notice it doesn't do it immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but you can see some of the other people that are in my picture on that page. But it'll go through, and then you will have the likes on your Facebook page. And that's what there is to it. Not the simplest thing in the world, but gives you the ability to go through and have your like button on your Mantis.com profile. Thanks for watching.